So, good evening, YouTube. Good evening. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. It's weekend again, so that's all good. It seems to I seem to have lost track of days recently, but it is the weekend. It's Friday. We haven't actually got a game this weekend. We've got a game on Monday evening. I think it's on BBC One. I'm going to have to double check that, but I do think it is on BBC One. And we're playing against Leeds United now. Mikel Arteta did his press conference yesterday. Had I have done a 9 o'clock stream yesterday, which I couldn't because I was at the theatre, then I would have streamed this yesterday. But I'm going to go through it. He actually went on for ages as well. He was asked so many questions yesterday. It is on BBC One. Thank you. But yeah, he was asked loads and loads of questions about a whole variety of topics. So let's get into them. Let's start off with, he was asked about his first win. He said, how did it feel to celebrate? He said it was a positive one, very relieved to get my first win. Obviously, that was his third game as manager. And it was against Man United, which always makes it sweeter anyway. We wanted to start the year in a different mood. I was very pleased with the performance. Well, so was I. I hate Man United with a passion. I can't stand them. They're up there with Tottenham and Chelsea, for that matter. But it was nice to get a victory. And the way we played as well was absolutely superb. So fair play. And he said, how have the recent run of games, or he was asked, how would a recent run of games take a toll on your side? And I said this to Chig the other night. I said, after the intensity that they've put in the last 3 games, it's probably nice that it's FA Cup weekend now, because I don't think the fitness levels of the squad are anywhere near what they should be. David Luiz even said that after the game the other night. But the fact that we've now got an FA Cup weekend, we can maybe rotate some players, put different players in. I think that that's probably done us a favour. So the main players, the first team players that play week in, week out, will get a little bit of a rest. But he said at the moment we're managing a lot of injuries, which we are as well. I'll come on to that in a minute. He said that we haven't been able to rotate the team a lot. We survived yesterday. He then went on to say we went through the game. We suffered a lot in the second half. It's the Premier League at the moment. We suffered together, and now we have a few days to recover. And like I said, the game is on Monday, so we do. But I don't think it's going to be a strong team for that game. Did the first half of Man United game set the standard? For me, it did. For me, that is the level Arsenal should play at week in, week out, whether it's Man United or Leeds United. That's how we should play every single week, whether it be first team or second string. That has set the bar now. So let's move on to what he said about that. I hope so. That this is the least we have to expect. Thank you. I haven't actually read this until now. There are many areas that I would like to improve for sure. In the short time we have been together, we have seen a change, and that is encouraging. I am happy with that. Let's move on. He was asked about Granit Xhaka. Thank you, Jay Bully, for that. Thank you very much, mate. Lee Big Pash here. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Mashallah. I hope I got that right. Love you, bro. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. If you can hear some noise in the background, it's a staff that sounds like a pig. It is that fat. Can barely move. It's literally sat on my feet. So yeah, he was asked about Granit Xhaka. He said, I've had a conversation with him and wanted him to understand his feet. I'll start that again. I've had a conversation with him and I wanted to understand his feelings. The reason why we're thinking he probably isn't in the right place to continue his career. I gave him my opinions, my perspective, and I told him that I was ready to support him from the club perspective. I wanted his teammates to get his. I can't even read today. I wanted his teammates to get his back and help him and change his mind because we need him. I believe that we were able to do that, and the fans are responding in a positive way. I've seen him act every day. Now he trains and he lives like a professional, the quality player that I know he can be, and he is a really important player to the club. Well, that sounds like he's had a conversation and he was on the verge of leaving and he's trying to twist him round. But he then went on. They asked him, Hertha Berlin still believe they can get the deal done. Is that true? He goes, from my perspective, I don't want him to leave. Could Xhaka still leave? He then said, and I've seen a lot of people dig me out on this yesterday. A lot of people. He said, I hope not. I don't want him to leave. I said to the club no, and I said to him no. After in life, I cannot control what happens. So when I put out yesterday that pretty much that quote word for word, and people were saying, no, he said he's staying, he's going to stay. Well, that's clearly not what he said, because in the press conference, he said, I hope not. So it's not nailed on that Granit Xhaka is going to be still here in at the end of January. He was then asked about the January transfer window. We're going to try and be in the market, strengthen the team, that's for sure. That's our obligation. We're going to work on that. My obligation is to give my opinion on things that I need and we can improve. Obviously, we have some bad injuries. Callum Chambers a few days ago is one. I'm more concerned at the moment to get people back from injuries than signings. He then just went on about obligations, Chambers, etc., etc. And it's kind of sad about Callum Chambers because he's out for 6 months at least. Then went on to an update on Callum Chambers. He's in London. He's having surgery. We will know more about that later this afternoon. Well, obviously, we did know about that because it's come out that he's out for at least 6 months. What is your gut feeling on Chambers? There's no point reading that. We know the answer. Why has Eddie Nketiah come back? This dog's mad. Why has Eddie Nketiah come back? We have to sit down with the loan department. The loan department, that sounds kind of funny. It's like, yeah, we're going to get a loan, bruv. This afternoon and discuss the best possible way for him to keep developing. I think that the environment that he has been living in has improved him as a player 100%. He played some minutes, not as much as we wanted, but he's a kid with incredible potential, and the club have to make a decision as well as myself. What's the best thing to do? We will sit down with him, hear from him, and see what he thinks and make the right decision for the next coming months. For me, loan him back out. Loan him back out, definitely. Bristol City, I think, wanted him. And for me, I'd do that. He didn't get enough game time at Leeds United. It would be kind of funny if he scored the winner against Leeds United on Monday, though, wouldn't it? He was then asked, will Nketiah stay or go out on loan? He said, again, I have to speak with him. In fact, we're not even reading that. What was the point in that question? Do you expect Leeds to be in the top flight? He then went on to say, yes, I do. They play great football, blah, blah, blah. I've followed their coach for a long time. He was then asked about Marco Bielsa. Should Arsenal take the FA Cup seriously? Well, whoever asked that question is clearly an idiot because we've won it more than anyone. So why wouldn't we take it seriously? He then answered with absolutely, I'd like nothing. I'd like to have more fit players so I can rotate more, but we will see what we do tomorrow when the players are back. But obviously it's a competition that's attached to this football club in recent years. So we have to take it seriously and get to the next round. Well, exactly. Like I said, we've won it more than anyone. So why wouldn't we take it seriously? He was then asked about winning at home and confidence levels. Doesn't matter whether you win at home for me. Is the job bigger than you thought it'd be? That's a good question. I knew then about the job and how big it was. The challenge, yes, maybe a little bit bigger than expected. Well, let's hope that you're ready for it, boy, because it is a big, big job right now because we are rubbish. Is there a potential on Aubameyang leaving? I don't even want to think about that possibility of him leaving at the moment. I want him here. Well, Aubameyang did a interview on some French radio the other day, or French outlet the other day, and he said, for now, I am here, meaning Arsenal, for now. So, yeah, for now, he is here. He might not be here at the end of January. Have you been speaking to Ozil and talking to him about how to work harder? Yes, but not individually to him, to all of the players, individually and collectively, with what I expect from them and what they have to do for each other on the football pitch. He is no different. He's got the same capacity to run like any other player. It's about that and wanting to do it. Well, he has actually got a tune out of Ozil so far, so I can't even knock that. People that have watched my streams for a long time know my thoughts on Mesut Ozil. He's actually played how people tell me he plays. So, yeah, 3 games in a row, he's done really well. David Louise says you've put the fun back in Arsenal. Is that true? I'm not going to read that bit. It goes on forever. Any fresh injury news? He said at the moment, no, we're okay. But I don't think we are okay. We've got too many defenders out. And my lights just died. Great. So we're now going to sit in the dark for the rest of this stream. My light has literally just killed over and died. So yeah, we're going to sit in the dark for the rest of this. I'm going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. So we'll rifle for as many questions as I can. Do drive the likes up. I've I probably should have charged it, but I've been on a train for the last couple of hours, so there was no charging point on the train I was on. Incoming and Katie a hat-trick. Evening, Io. Hope you're good, mate. Liverpool will break your record. Well, they ain't going to break the FA Cup record. They might equal the record. In fact, let me turn this lamp on and see if that works. That's not really helped, is it? Let's move that there. Let's just sit with it on my lap. That'll do, won't it? You can sit and stare at the curtains. Why don't you pay your electricity? I'm actually not. I'm not actually in my house, mate. I'm not even in my own country right now. Lee no lights gunner. Oh dear, oh dear. Sexy Lee in the dark, bro. You make me laugh, man. Some of your comments have me in stitches. Proper jokes. When I do my 9 o'clock stream, I'll make sure everything's set up properly. But I've literally only just got to where I am, so apologies for that. Are you ready for a Mavropanos masterclass? Well, I'll be happy if he does have a masterclass, Christos, but I haven't seen one since he's been here, unfortunately. But I do think he'll play. I do think he'll start on Monday. So hopefully. What are your thoughts on Boateng signing for us, says Mikey? That leads me on perfectly to my daily transfer update I dropped earlier today. So if you want to know my thoughts on that, go and check that video out. No light FC. Well, there wasn't any light at the end of the tunnel. There might actually be some light at the end of the tunnel right now. No, Dante, I am not back in Spain. I am in not so sunny Wolverhampton, mate. That's where I am right now. If we all clap our hands, many hands make a light work. The lighting's dead. I can't even lie. So I'm going to sort that light out for 9 o'clock. Because it's a portable one. You can take it anywhere and just charge it up. But we can still see you clearly. Really? Do you know what? I am an absolute clown. I swear to God. It's because I had the brightness down on my Mac. I swear to God. One of these days, I will actually... I can't even turn this lamp off. One of these days, there we go. That's better, isn't it? That's miles better. Yeah, I had the brightness down on my Mac, so we can carry on for longer now. How old is Boateng? I think he's 30, 31? 31. Saucy Lee. Thank you, Tuan. What are your thoughts about Jimenez? I haven't heard anything about Jimenez, mate, so I don't know what you mean, but fill me in. Hey Lee, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to all the love and support I've had on the channel in the last year. We're going to make it bigger and better. Hopefully when I get my act together and sort my lighting issues out. But yeah, what are Arsenal's chances to fight for a league title if Klopp and Pep leave? Probably a lot greater than they would be now. Because listen, Liverpool are relentless, man. I fully think they're going unbeaten this season as well. So yeah. I think Pep might leave at the end of the season. Jurgen Klopp's not going anyway. He signed a new contract till 2024. So yeah, man. Do you think we'll do much in January, says Phil? I can't see us doing much other than loan deal, maybe for a centre-back. Well, we're linked to 2 centre-backs today. I've seen the media going to a meltdown about Samuel Umtiti because he was at the game the other night. Well, why wouldn't he be? He's friends with Alex Lacazette. So you're not allowed to invite your mate to a game anymore. Big up yourself, darling. Thank you, Maureen. Hope you and your son are well. I have to say, Arteta seems to have a great head on his shoulders, and he's winning me over. Well, listen, he started off with 4 points out of 6, which is what I actually thought we'd get. I didn't think we'd get him in that particular way by beating United or losing to Chelsea. I thought we'd draw with Bournemouth. No, sorry, I'm actually lying. I thought we'd beat Bournemouth, lose to Chelsea, and beat United. So listen, we got thereabouts, but the stuff he says is really good, and I'm not going to get too carried away with it. I've seen this too many times before. So I've seen there's multiple other YouTubers on this platform that love to sit there and cuss me off because I don't want to back the manager. Well, listen, I back Arsenal Football Club, so that's what I do, and it's funny because it's all an opinion. People get so triggered by other people's opinions. It's like, listen, I'm not fully convinced by Arteta yet. I'm not going to sit and lie about it. Yeah, it's been great, but we see an upturn in results under Emery. We see, in fact, the first 3 games that Freddie played or had as manager, he got the same result, 1 win. So yes, the performances have stepped up a level in terms of the way they're applying themselves on the pitch and the way they're running harder and trying harder and hunting in packs. It's been brilliant to watch the last 2 games. And we should have beaten, or at least got a draw against Chelsea. But Man United didn't have a clue what was coming at them the other night. And Pepe was just killing Luke Shaw. It was just mad. But I'm not gonna jump on a bandwagon too soon. And I can see why people are saying he's winning over like you, darling. But for me, I'm just gonna hold fire a little bit and see where we are at next sort of 10, 12 games towards the end of the season, and then see what we do in the summer. Because if we can get into Europa League this season, then that could make or break our summer. Because listen, Aubameyang might stay if he's not gone by January. Lacazette might stay. Other players might stay. If we don't, they might want to leave. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that plays a part. Harry Kane is on his hamstring, could be out for 3 months. Do you know what? The thing with that Harry Kane, Mikey, is every time he's done an injury, he always comes back early. So when they put out their 3 months, he'll probably start the next game. Do you know what I mean? That's what Tottenham do. They're clever the way they do that, man. Yeah, just play mind games with people all the time. Pepe sent Luke Shaw back to the last decade. Derimel. Derimel's an all right player, man, but I think we can do better than that, Marty. He's juiced up, Harry Kane. Are you willing to give Xhaka another chance if he keeps the performances up to the end of the season? No. And I'll tell you why. Because there's much better players in that position that just because Granit Xhaka's had 3 good games. And this, I'm not having a dig at you or anyone in particular. I'm just saying, when I read stuff online and some of my comments on some of my videos, I look at you. You've got to eat humble pie now. Mesut Ozil's proving you wrong. Proving me wrong. He's played well for 2.5 games. And people like the reactionary levels of our fan base, or a part of our fan base, is hilarious. I had another one there, or quite a few the other day. Oh, yeah. Don't post up on your Instagram pictures of Ozil saying he played well. You're a hypocrite. Well, why? When he plays well, I'll say he plays well. When he plays crap, I'll say he played crap. Like, how hard is it? Like, you know, that's what you do down the pub. That's what you do anywhere else. Like, oh, he played good today. He played crap today. Just because I do it on here, what? And he's been crap for 3 years, Ozil. Well, I can't say when he plays well. I find it all funny, man. But the same applies to Xhaka. Just because he's played well since he threw the armband on the floor and had a hissy fit, don't mean that I want to keep him past the end of this season. If he can get us in Europa League, cool. If he don't, cool. Either way, I wouldn't cry a single tear if he left this club tomorrow, mate. Premier League proven Aki all in. I'd take Nathan Aki in a heartbeat, mate. I think Chelsea have got you wanted Ozil out. Well, where have I said that I didn't want him out? Just because I said he played well, Georgie, don't mean I don't want him. Don't want him here. Don't want him to be sold. I'd happily get rid of him. Yeah, and just because these players have turned up for a couple of games, and yes, it's a confidence thing. I get that, but at the same time, professional pride kicks in, mate. Where have these players been for the last 30 games? Where were they for the last 8 last season, and where were they for all the games this season? Yeah, and some of them players have got to have a serious look at themselves, because just because they've played well for 2 games doesn't mean that all of a sudden all is forgiven, mate. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You know, Mesut Ozil has took liberties out of this football club for 3 years. And as well as he's played, and listen, he has played well the last couple of games, he still hasn't got an assist, he still hasn't got a goal, and he's our attacking midfielder. So I'm not going to sit here and cuss him off because he has played well for the last couple of games. But if you're asking if I want him sold, all day long, get rid. We can do better than that. There's better players out there. And it's all about making this club win titles. People just seem to have this little fetish towards Ozil and towards Xhaka that, oh, look, you're eating humble pie because they've played a good game. Well, no. I've seen bigger and better players at this football club than Mesut Ozil and Granit Xhaka. And that's where we need to get back to, them bigger and better players. Yes, they're playing well right now, which is fantastic. But that bodes the question, where have they been for the last 30 games? And in fact, probably longer than 30 games for them two in particular. Bellerin needs to leave the club, says Ilias. Yeah, get him out as well. You are making too much sense as usual. Thank you, sweetheart. Well, you'll be surprised because a lot of people think I talk absolute tripe. But for everyone that thinks I speak absolute tripe, there's about 100 that think I speak sense. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Would Boateng be a good signing? Check out my daily transfer video from earlier, El Rossi. I spoke about him in that. So yeah, because when I see the news, I was like, rah, Boateng, really? Like, I thought he was as old as me, but he's not. He's 6 years younger. Do you think that if we continue to show the passion we did in the United game, do you think we can win the Champions League? I think you mean Europa League, my friend, a.f.c. Well, yeah, why not? We're in it. I've actually enjoyed the Europa League. I know a lot of people are a little bit snobby when it comes to European competition. They want to be in the Champions League. Well, I just want to be in the competition we got the best chance of winning, and that ain't the Champions League. So why not try and win it? And the last 2 seasons in Europa League, one under Wenger, one under Emery, we could have won it. You know, we got to a semi-final and should have been about 4-0 up against Atletico Madrid at home. Then Koscielny happened, and then got knocked out, Diego Costa, and then we got battered in the final. So yeah, why not win it? I think we can win it. We've got a chance of winning it. If you'd asked me that question a month ago, I would have said no chance. But I do think we have a chance of winning it now. If we play like we've played for the last couple of games, from now to the end of the season, then yeah, cool. Definitely got a chance to win it. But that's the biggest question mark for me now. Can they do that consistently till the end of the season? I'm not so sure. David Luiz has even come out and said the players are not fit enough. Well, you're halfway through a season, mate. So what have you been doing? Lamar in, Nelson out, says DVS Dallas. I do not rate Lamar one bit, my friend. So I'd rather have you over the pair of them, if I'm honest. Do drive the likes up, please. 650 people watching this live. 102 likes right now. Kolasinac assist. That was an Emery tactic he relied on. People forget that, Lee. How many games do you want them to play well before you can accept that we have turned the corner? Well, we won't see whether we've turned the corner or not properly until next season. Because even if we go and win, I don't know, 10 games now, yeah, not in a row, but let's say we win another 10 games between now and the end of the season, we ain't getting top 4. So we'll be back in the top 6. Is that turning a corner? That's just the same as last season and the season before and the season before that. So when we get into that Champions League, even though I couldn't care less about Champions League, I prefer the Europa League because we actually have a chance to win it, like I just said. But if we do elevate ourselves into that top 4 and get out of a group stage, then we've 100% turned the corner on the last 4 years, haven't we? But playing-wise on the pitch, there's definitely been an upturn in performances, 100% since Arteta's been here. Does that mean that that's going to happen every week? No. It can do, but we don't know, do we? And like I said, I've seen a lot of people that run YouTube channels that are just looking for a little bit of clout and hoping that I mention them and go, oh my God, he called me out on his channel, so now I'm going to go back and then I'm going to give him that exposure. Not this year, my friends. Not this year. Build your own channels instead of bouncing off of mine. Oh, thanks. I'm actually better than Lamar. Well, that don't surprise me, mate. The geezer's hardly scored a goal since he's been at Atletico. Let's do a few more minutes. We'll do 6 more minutes until 30 minutes. We'll do a normal stream. Now I can actually see. Now I've turned my brightness up on my back. Maitland-Niles is better than Bellerin. Do you know what, Jeremiah? I have been banging that tune for a couple of months now, mate. Yeah, he is our best right back, and I'm not scared when he plays right back anymore. I was at times, but I think the last 5 to 10 games that he's played at right back, he's probably had 1 or 2 bad games. Other than that, he's been pretty consistent. I don't mind the fact that he doesn't bomb forward so much because he don't leave us exposed when we get a counter against us. But yeah, he is our best right back. Who would you replace Granit Xhaka with? You just deleted that, but I've read it anyway. Adiz, I wouldn't replace him. I'd put Guendouzi there and sign somebody else. I think Guendouzi can do just as good, if not better. And he's got years of growth ahead of him under a coach that everyone's telling me is amazing. So yeah, why not put him there if Granit Xhaka leaves? Maybe go and buy Decore. You know, we could put Guendouzi in that position by Decore as well, and then all of a sudden we've got a proper solid midfield, didn't we? If you want to play Ozil and then play Decore and Torreira, you could do that. Yeah, that Decore don't just sit deep and defend; he gets forward as well, doesn't he? So I don't know. Ndidi, he's the one. Ndidi, yes, Ndidi, baby, he is the one. Why don't you rate Reiss Nelson? Well, this is the thing. I did rate Reiss Nelson, but he's shown me absolutely nothing this season to warrant starting a football match for this club. He don't score. He don't create. He gets barged off the ball so easily. The Man United game when he came on the other day, they literally just went, yeah, move. It weren't even a shoulder barge. It was just move. Yeah, and when he was on the edge of their box. And yeah, I ain't seen nothing. I don't think he scored a Premier League goal for us. People are saying, oh, play him over Pepe, he tracks back. Load of rubbish. When he came on the other day, Martial got a run on him straight away and then jinked into our box and was causing all sorts of drama in our box. That was Reiss Nelson's guy that he didn't pick up. When Pepe was on the pitch, yes, granted, he was getting tired, but he was tracking back all the way. Did Martial even get a kick? So I haven't seen anything from Nelson to warrant starting a game at this football club. He doesn't score. He don't create. Why is he starting? Thank you, Matthew, for your donation. Would you swap Laka for Dembele from Lyon? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Tough one, man. I actually like Lacazette. And he has been useless this season. Barring the work rate in the last couple of games, he has been crap. And he needs a little bit of form, man. He needs to find some form because he is a very good player. So probably, no, I don't think I would swap him. I think I'd keep him, mate. Because I do actually like Lacazette. I think his work rate, and I see people say his work rate's non-existent at times. I don't know what they're watching. Because I actually think he's been pretty decent since he's been here as a whole, but this season he's been crap. Lacazette needs to score. Yes, he does. Any news on Koulibaly? Says Themba. He's still a Napoli player as far as I know, mate, unless we're doing a deal for him. But they're going to have a little fire sale, I think. I think they're going to get rid of a few players. Nelson got a ball control of a 1950 goalkeeper. Bro, he spent half of the game on the pitch the other night when he came on the floor, like literally just sliding around. It's like he was going swimming. Liverpool on a different planet, Lee. I hope Arsenal can get top 4. I don't think we're going to do this season, John, but yeah, they're going to probably go unbeaten, mate. Right, let's do a couple more minutes and I'm gone. Do drive the likes up. Do also follow my Instagram. I would appreciate that. We're on 9,100, I think, on that. So I want to get that up to 10K. We're moving in the right direction. And also my Facebook, let's get that up to 500. I think it's on about 440 right now. Set that up last month. So yeah, anybody who's not following them, the links are in the description. Go and click on that. I would appreciate it. How about selling Laka, Aubameyang, and get a left wing and Nketiah and Martinelli up front? And Nketiah, no chance for me, mate. Not yet. And left winger, Martinelli can play there anyway. So no, not for me, buddy. Reiss Nelson can be a good player. He just needs some time to develop. Not ready to write him off yet. Well, this is the thing, Phil. Maybe he should go on loan. Maybe he should go on loan. Yeah, he was on loan last season and he hardly featured for Hoffenheim. So maybe stick him on loan to a championship team, a team down the table in the Premier League, and let him play the rest of the season out and then get a whole season with him. But that ain't going to happen. Arteta rates him. So we're going to see our star man, Pepe, sat on the bench a lot more often, I think. Pepe works harder than Reiss. I agree, Jeremiah. I actually agree 100% with that. Where's your Estrella and Paella? I actually went for a cigarette before I did the stream. So I've left my Stella, not Estrella, in the conservatory. And my Paella, I'm actually having spaghetti bolognese tonight. So when I get back to Spain, Chaz, on the 9th of this month, I will be back on the Estrella and Paella. See, I can do the Spaniel. Jaeger's till Chiggers at 10K. Come on. Do you know what? That stream was joke. Oh, that's just reminded me, man. I left my Jaeger at my sister's house. Jesus Christ, I should have brought that with me. Yeah, that stream was jokes, man. That was funny. We're not leaving until Chig's on 7K. Chig, how many you want? 6,750. Do you know what? He was that close by the end of that, though. He was about 25 away, so fair play. But yeah, let's read a couple more of these and I'm gone. I'm going to do 3 more comments and I'm going. So do drive the likes up. Thank you. Ozil has forgotten to assist or score a goal. He's actually played well, but he has actually played really well. The work rate has definitely gone up through the roof for him. So no doubt he'll pull a hamstring or something very soon because he ain't used to doing it. But long may it continue because, listen, when he does play well, he's a very good player, which is why I get the ump with him because he don't do it often enough. So, yeah. Imagine if we stopped Liverpool going unbeaten on the 2nd of May. That would actually be hilarious, Christos. What is your view on Ceballos? That's the last one I'm going to read from Justice. Not showing me anything to warrant staying here. That's what I will say. But there's still time. I will be back at 9, doing another stream at 9 o'clock tonight. You're the white Aubameyang. Jesus Christ. I hear that quite a lot. But I will be back at 9 o'clock. So come back and join in for that one. Do subscribe if you're new. Drive the likes up. Insta and Facebook in the description. Thank you to everybody in the chat, whether you donated or not. Always appreciate it. And I will see you at 9 o'clock. Laters, peeps.